Now you say the Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bondage you living out right now. That bondage is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man. That's right.
I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening. Is in fact if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on his Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my taxes. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a
grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yohanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel, so obviously the time with the I.S.U.P.K. And you know we're out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of GEN.YAHANNA. Real quick before we start the class, of course, you know, this upcoming July 27th through the 29th, we'll be in Chicago. We'll be joining our brothers at the Chicago school. And of course, they got the Midwest Fire Weekend. Thursday, they're going to have the Ask the Prophets breakfast from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then later that day from 6 to 8 p.m., we got General Muhammad with the scripture breakdown class. Of course, you don't want to miss that. And then later that night, we got Cross the Line Radio from 9 to 11 p.m. And of course, there's going to be some late night activity from 12 until we shut that boy down. And then the next day, of course, we're going to be at camp on Friday at the Magnificent Mile. You already know the heavy hitters will be there. So if you want to show up, show that support, you want to hear that good truth, come out there to see your brothers in action. And then the following day, we have the Bantu Festival, which we host the Midwest Barbecue, which is the black and brown barbecue. So that will be at 11:30 Midway Flying Chicago. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And that'll be from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Of course, there'll be some late night activity from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And that is July 29th. Oh, Salaki, that's July 29th. The Black and Brown Cookout is going to be in Garfield Park at 3631 West Lake Street, Chicago, and that's going to be from 11 p.m. to 8 p.m. and that's going to be July 30th. So Salakia, quick correction. So the weekend is going to be from the 27th to the 30th, and on the 29th, you're going to have the Bantu Festival. We'll be out there waking up our people, letting them know that they are not African. And then that following day, on that Sunday, we have the Black and Brown Cookout at Garfield Park. Salakia again. All right, with that being said, last week we were going over some colors. And the question I had on the board was, what is the color white in Hebrew? What is the word for the color white? And real quick, the answer is Laban. Real quick. So you'll notice that there are certain words in Hebrew that have different meanings, no different than we have now. There's certain words that sound the same, like mean the same, but have multiple meanings. You definitely want to check the context of what you're talking about to get that proper meaning as well. So like what we do every week, we want to start off. I actually want to rewrite this Assyrian, see if I can get it a lot better. You know what, let's rewrite it all. Why not? Practice makes perfect. Put one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Why you cannot check the chat. Let's say. With the alphabet, at the top, we're going to have the ancient Hebrew, and on the bottom, we'll have the Paleo. All right, so let's get it on the board. Let's get a better marker. Got your Ah, your Ba, your Ga, your Da, your Ha, your Wa, Za, Ka, Ka, Ka. It's not Sha. Sister Adaya in Clubhouse. I don't know if y'all ever be in a room. I keep having to correct that, sister. Sometimes I just let it go. But sometimes when people get up in age, joking, Sister Adaya. She called me Shatai. Shatai! That's what she was saying. I tell that sister, cut. 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 Alright. Ah, ba, da, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, which is the hard ka, la, ma, na, sa, I. You got your pa, za, qua, ra, sha, and Tha. So let's get the pronunciations out. And this is actually good sometimes writing them one at a time. So like you got the characters up there. So now, without looking at your sheet or any notes, try to get the pronunciations out so you will know it as good as you know the English. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, ha, za, wa, ra, sha, and ba. That felt kind of good. All right, now here's time for the struggle part. Well, it's not gonna be no struggle. We're gonna knock this out. Most of that part. Let's get this I. So that one kind of looks like an X. Fancy X. Ba. Got your Ga. Your Da. Kind of similar to a 7. I feel like that's how I'm gonna write it. I'm not sure. But I gotta pick one and keep it. I feel like that's how I'm gonna write my highs too. Instead of a straight box, I feel like I'm gonna curl this back in just to differentiate it from clearly from like the ka and actually both of the kas and maybe even the na as well. All right, we got the wa, za, similar to a T. Ka is kind of similar to a U, but it has a little, in all actuality, I believe it might be written, yeah, so the bottom part is flat. So I keep looking at to make sure you flatten out that bottom. I guess you can write your own script. It ain't our language. I mean, well, our script. So your ka, I feel like this is rounded at the top. A lot kind of looks like that though. Or more like that. The ma, I kind of looks like that Y. The pa kind of looks like an upside down G. Taza is similar to the Y, but Notice when the two ends meet, they touch together and they go back and then forward, or go right and then left. So your qua next, your ra, make that go straight down because of how similar it is to the da. Sha, similar to a W, and then your tha. All right, so yeah, I got kind of small over here, but all right, we're working on it, All right. So one more time, we're going to go over the blessings in the Hebrew. And I felt like last week when I was reading another one of the prayers, there was a couple words that I mispronounced. But I'll find those out. So the blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, wa Alahayim, Matavavia, Alawat Yahanna, Ha Alawapim, Ha Sarunim, Ha Quatasayanyam, Ha Kat Yayoyim, Wa Ha Kat Salakia, Wa Ha Akwathium, or Wathian, Wa Ha Akwathian, Wa Ha Akwathian, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Alright, so I think I'm good with the Hakakarium now and the Hakwatasayanyam. It's just that Wa Ha Akwathian. I think it's just the reading of it. Maybe I just need to slow down. We're going to give it one more time. We'll actually write it on the board too. Why not? Wa Ha I'm writing crazy than a mug. It's like all the capitals sometimes. Wa Ha Ah. Wow. All right. Waha, which means you go over there and look at your prefixes, wa and ha, the. Akwat is sisters, sister, young will be the plural. So, and the sisters. All right, last time. Barakatah Yahawah Yahawashi, wa ma'aka Allah, wa ma'yaka Allah, wa ma'aka Allah, wa alahaya, ma tazavia, alawat Yahanna, ha alawapia, ha saranya, ha kwatazayanya, ha kayayoya, wa ha akwapia, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, wa ahtham. All right, I feel like I'm getting better, all right? And again, of course, for your pronunciations, go ahead and go to the headquarters or there's brothers out in Texas, Indianapolis. They do the Hebrew real good. always watch one of theirs and make sure that you're pronouncing it correctly. Alright, let's throw some vocabulary up on the board for a hot second, and then we'll get into a quick vocabulary breakdown. Let's get some vocabulary on the floor. And for your vocabulary, that can just be in different sections, but this is just always good to have. Because one of the things about languages that you'll find out that you'll get certain understandings, like how to conjugate words and different things like that, dealing with the different places. But one of the biggest things is actually knowing what you're trying to say, as in what words. So sometimes, like I speak a little bit of Spanish, and when I hear people speaking in Spanish, even though I'm not fluent or strong in it at all, I can put together a lot of what they're saying just based off of the words that I understand, or at least the gist of what they're saying. You know, there might be some verbs or key words like work or eat, you know, that stand out to you, that you're like, oh, he's asking, or he's saying something about food, or he's saying something about work or transportation or car, you know. So let's do some M words. Some M words. Money. Money. More skill. Music. Musical. And musician. We'll see how those words are in relation. All right. So money, of course, we'll put out the pronunciation of it first, which is Sha. Wow. And then while I'm writing these down, you write them out in Hebrew, and that'll give you a little bit of time as I write the pronunciations out. And then I might do some of the actual characters, and you write the pronunciations out. Sure. Alright, why do that? Qadash. more or still. Barak, ba, wa, is morning. Ma, that's mother. Music is Naga, Yana. Gun. I'm going to give you a second to get those on the board. All right. Let's get them in Hebrew. Money. Remember, we write from right to left. Got your qua and your la, which is connected. You make qua, so shakwa, month, Qadash. You have your ka, your da, and your sha. The da and the sha is connected. More or still is I wide. You got your I, your wa, your da. Wide makes the wide is the wide and da connected. So I can, of course. Barak, which is morning. You have your ba. You have your wa. Quar. Ama. Oh, so like his mother. And music, you have na, ga, ya, na, ha. Musical, very similar. Na, ga, ya, na, tha, ya. And then musician is managan, which is simply ma, na, ga. writing that down, we got to be mindful of some things out here where the world is moving. A line is being clearly drawn in the sand, clearly drawn. And now is the time for you to dig deep, you know, get that fortuity in you to stand 10 toes deep in what you signed up or what you understand or know to be the truth. Because right now this world is moving in the direction that we know isn't for the better, but it will end up being for the better. And what I'm saying by that, it's gonna get worse, unfortunately. But we still have work to do. We still have a kingdom to build, and that's what a lot of people don't really feel like they. I don't feel like they grasp. They feel like we're waiting for Yahawashi to crack the sky and put things in order. No, that's one of the things that will happen. But he said to occupy until he comes. Occupy. That doesn't mean lay dormant. That doesn't mean just throw parties and do whatever you want to do because you know Yahawashi is going to set things in order. No. Occupy meaning build. Get the kingdom ready. Can you imagine how it would be if Christ cracked the sky today and laid rest the armies of the world? Everybody who had a gun against us, a hand against us, they've been disarmed. And now we have an opportunity to band together and rise to the top. How are we going to do that if we haven't been doing that so far? How are we going to be that government structure and lead the world in righteousness? Because you understand the scripture says when the righteous are in authority, the world rejoices. And I'm paraphrasing. So we got to understand that it will be a good thing for the world for us to be in authority, but we have to be ready. We have to do what we need to be doing right about now to prepare. I'm not going to say to prepare the way straight, but to lay that foundation, to gather ourselves together, to pretty much not continually to spit in the face of Yahawashi. Because we got to understand that he died to give us a second chance. A second chance to get things right. And it's not to keep doing what we're doing. That's blasphemy. That is retarded. I'll just put it like that. You think somebody came and died for you to continue to do what you were doing already? That wouldn't make any sense. It would be no point in the death. And after he does die to give you a second chance, you're going to keep smoking weed, cigarettes, being a drunkard, a thief, a liar. And every time you do that, you're spitting in his face, saying that sacrifice didn't really mean much to you. Like that was a man's life, an innocent man's life. And scripture also does say that there remains no more sacrifice for sin, so we got to be mindful of that as well. Definitely got to be mindful of that. So choose your side, Israel. Find that fire, that drive again. It's too late in the hour to start losing your sword and put down your sword. It's definitely too late for that. Too late. All right, we're going to get one more set of words. And then we'll move on. unbelief, uncover. Why am I writing it like that? I have no idea. Unction. Under. Unite. Unto. And up. Kasar. Thaka'a. Under thaka'a. Ka'a. Nathar. Ow. Lama ow. What's crazy is I remember this word popping up in the Sabbath service a lot. So this actually helps. So now I'm reading. That's one of the words that just pop up in my head when I see it. Now I'm like, oh, that means unto. And that's the heavy part about learning it. Because when you get up in the Sabbath service and you start reading, you actually start understanding without that translation what you're saying. I don't know if I'm making sense by that. I guess that's the whole point of learning to understand a different language. It's just that simple. Alright, let's get it on the board. We have there Ka, Ra. Sa, Ra, which is connected. And you have your Ka, Shapa, connected. Your Ma, Sha, Ka'a, Ha, and your Ka and your Ha is connected. Of course, when it's connected, you just drop that last, the Ha, the actual H sound on that. And that brings me to another point. Next week, what we'll do is we'll go back over each letter of our alphabet, the meaning, like the origin, and the pronunciation. I think that'll help myself out as well to make sure that I'm enunciating. Is it enunciate or pronunciate? It's a good question. Get me together. Get me right, Israel. Shout out to Commander GEN.YAHANNA. The leader of our nation under Christ, under Yahawah, of course. And that lets me know that there's a lot of fake Israelite groups out there who have just a problem. They say, it's like little stuff that they say when you really dissect it, you can see that there's just a demon on them. It's the real reason that they're not in the truth or in the home of the truth anymore. It's like they'll say stuff and they have a issue with we or us saying that Commander GEN.YAHANNA is the head of the nation. Like that's something blasphemous to say. Like we shouldn't hold him at that esteem when in actuality it's always been that throughout scripture. Whether it was the king that the Most High anointed on earth, a prophet that led the nation individually, and even after Christ left, Peter was the rock of the church. He was the head. There's no different than that. There's just an order, a structure. And they just don't want to be under that order or under that structure. That's all it is. No more, no less. You have you're going to see a lot of that in these last days. So I do want you guys to pay attention to those things. Like there's going to be a lot of people coming out, pointing fingers, saying that they have an issue with this, have an issue with that. This is the reason why they don't join. Oh, we're loud, we curse. And the hypocrisy of that. There's no difference between the hypocrisy of the media. Like notice on the radio, they can say certain curse words, all type of derogatory, demeaning subjects, but as soon as we say the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, we get our videos clipped, or people have an issue with. You know, you watch your favorite movies and TV shows on TV, even on regular TV, and we're not even talking about cable. They'll have certain curse words, quote unquote, in there, or swear words in there. And you don't see those shows getting canceled. They just put a little advisory rating, M14 or rated mature or something like that. But when we say you shouldn't be a homosexual, you shouldn't be a thief, you shouldn't be a liar, you shouldn't be an effeminate, you shouldn't be an abuser, you shouldn't be an adulterer, you shouldn't be a whoremonger, people have an issue with it. And it's not us. You have to remember, we're not the ones that wrote it. We're not the ones that wrote it at all. We're literally just the ones who have the brass to read it and stand on it and say it. Hope you got that on the board. All right, real quick, before we close out, we're gonna go over one quick more thing. So just as a precursor, going over the prefixes and the suffixes. A prefix, of course, sits before a noun to show a noun's relation to another word in a sentence. I don't know if you guys can put that on the board, but I'll read it again. Put a 1 in the chat if you need me to put the definition of preposition on the board. But a preposition sits before a noun to show a noun's relation to another word in the sentence. So we're going to put a few things on the board. Let's get this understanding. Let's get the understanding. So one of the ones we kind of just went over, I'll see if we got it just by what we went over first in class. I guess it's the second thing. The first one was the color, what's the color white in Hebrew. This word right here. Quick will identify it is Arakazah. That is your word. And this particular word means land, country, or earth. Land, country, earth. Now, based off of what's sitting before it, what do we know? I remember that word that I was practicing on earlier. Waha'akwathian. Waha'akwathian. Waha. So this is how we start understanding words that's parsed out. So when we're reading it, and the script is like this, I don't know if that can be seen too well. So like, if you started at verse 2, Waha'arakazah. Hey! Let's actually pull that up in the Bible real quick. What is verse 2 of Genesis? In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. What does verse 2 say? Without that good old sword. Verse 2, and the earth was without form. So coincidentally, Most High in Christ, the first paper I picked up was Genesis chapter 1. And if you see right there, it says Waha'arakazah. We'll just put that on the board. Why not? Let's get it real quick. Real quick. Genesis 1, 2. Yeesh. So, I just got a good idea for homework. Just got a good idea for homework. So what we'll do, getting late in class, or for me, I have more time next week. What we'll do, we'll write this out. Oh no, we'll write it. Yeah. So we got Y. myself have a question. Why? No, I don't think I have that question. Okay. So this is what I came up with. You got your Y, Haratasa, Hayatha. Because the script I have, it doesn't really have whether certain things are connected. We went over that before, so that's one of the things I'm gonna go back in another script or text that I have to actually see if it's connected or not, but I'm just going off of him. And like this word is an interesting word right here too as well, just because writing it out, not sure if the ha and the y is connected or is it all unconnected. So you can have it tawa or tha ha wa all separated, or tha like hall, which would have the last two characters connected, all separate, or the first two characters connected. That's the only options it can really be. So it's one of those pronunciations. But I definitely will find that out for you to make sure. But your homework is to be able to break this down. Now, getting the translation shouldn't be hard, but that's the work of understanding. That is the work of understanding. So there's a couple applications you can go to, like Blue Letter Bible, 2-letter lookup, the Hebrew Linear. You can download that app, and it actually go through. But those will be in the Assyrian script. Mostly to the apps of the ancient, will be in the Assyrian. With that being said, Israel, I will see you in Chicago, most high willing. It's upcoming July 27th through the 30th. Again, the itinerary, we will have actually the prophets and the breakfast on Thursday. After that, later that evening, we have General Hyman and scripture breakdown. And then after that, of course, Cross the Line Radio with Captains Katazai and Salaki Captains Tazariak and Captains Katazai. The day after that, we have the Bantu Festival. So like after that, we'll have camp on the Magnificent Mile. That'll be that Friday. That Saturday is going to be the Bantu Festival, and that following Sunday, which is the 30th, we'll have the Black and Brown Cookout, where we'll be feeding the brothers and sisters, feeding the hood, feeding our people, and getting in that good brother and sisterhood. All right, with that being said, Israel, let me check the chat real quick, see if there's any questions I need to go over. Want to write on the board? All right, hold on, let's go and write on the board real quick. Alright, baby, put your hood on, cover your head real quick. Just because they said so. So we're gonna go over A and B. Come here, baby. Because Daddy said so. You said you want to show your face on the camera? You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. Alright, so look. Alright, baby, focus. So, Abaga, this is what we're going to go over. Abaga in the Hebrew. That's just like almost saying ABG or ABC, like in English. It's Abaga. Abaga da hawa. But we're going to get to that in a minute. All I want to do is what you can write is the I first. The I looks like this. All it looks like is that. You write it in blue. All right, now, right by. Come on, child of mine. All right, right the by. The by looks like this. Good job. Right the guy. The guy kind of looks like that. Kind of like a 7 a little bit. Right the die. Triangle. And then one more. We're gonna write Yah. I want you to write this one. Right over there. Yeah, I see people write it like that, but I'm gonna say not to write it like that because we have a character like Z already. So the Z, which is Za, looks like letter Z in English, and that's Za pronounced. So the Yah is kind of more curved. See how it's slanted? Yours, the top of mine is leaning towards the left, and yours is straight up and down. So try it again. You got this. Try it like this. Yep, like that. One more time. 2 more times. That's it. Yep. One more time. Try it again. You got this. Good job. And what is that? That's the Yah. So to pronounce that, that is Yah. Y-A. Just like in our English, Yah. That's how you say Yah in Hebrew. All right, you want to say the alphabets in Spanish real quick for the people? Can you? Can you do it for Daddy real quick? All right, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. All right, come on. All right, that was my little girl. Go ahead. All right, Israel, with that being said, trying to get the little one off. Head to the slave. Again, I'll see you in Chicago. Most High willing, support this truth, pay your tithes. Remember, Sabbath is tomorrow, starting at sundown. Tonight, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, all the ahtham out there. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, all the ahtham out there. So, Lord Christ, Israel.